Now at our place at Dural, which is in northwest Sydney, New South Wales, we live on an acreage spot there and it's a temperate zone, okay? Now you'll hear more about the zones in a minute as to where you're from and so on, but ours is a temperate zone and so it grows certain bulbs better than others, and one of those is the King Alfred daffodil grows well in our area. Now if you live in a warmer area like a, subtropical zone, then you want to choose a different daffodil, and you'll see that on your page dedicated for you. Now, out the front of our place, it's 45 meters across. I needed a lot of daffodils. I bought 1,000 daffodils. Now at the time I was very excited about that, but then I was actually a little bit worried because I knew my wife was going to help me, and I was a bit worried about what she was going to say as to how we were going to plant these in the ground. So I looked around at all the different tools, and this is actually how I came across the Power Planter, true story. I looked at the manual bulb auger. Have you seen one of these? A really nifty little thing. You stick it in the ground, you turn it around like this to kind of carve into the soil, it fills with soil, and then you squeeze it and the soil pops back out again. In principle, it's a brilliant idea, but in reality, absolutely useless in anything other than potting mix. So couldn't use that. Put that away. I looked at other things. I thought, well, if I can get like maybe a garden digger or a weeder or something that I could stick into the ground the same width as the bulb and get down deep and then lever it. Now, when I bought this, it was straight. So that gives you an idea of what the ground is actually like. Now, I didn't set that up just for this video. That's literally what happened to it. Then I found this other tool. This was about 40, 50 bucks. Beautiful little mattock here, little hand mattock. And if you give it a good belt into the ground, like really hard into the ground, you can probably get about this far in one swing. So I thought if I could do 1,000 swings, but hang on, I've got an issue here. Because daffodils need to be down deeper. They can't be planted up near the surface because particularly in warmer areas like Sydney, is that the ground gets baked by that hot sun. So the rule, and this is a really important rule for you, it's simple, let's keep it basic, is you need to plant the bulb 3 times the height of the bulb. So if we get a little bulb like this one here, okay, this is a bluebell bulb, we can plant that down about this deep and it will be very happy, okay? So that's about 10 centimeters deep. Whereas a bulb like this, like a daffodil here, which is a bigger bulb, we need to plant this one about this deep, don't we? Down into the soil. Now, can you imagine trying to use a tool like this and keep digging and digging until you get down deep enough? Your shoulder would be wrecked. So that one's written off as well. And eventually, look, I tried all different things, and eventually I came across this tool called a Power Planter in the USA. Now, for some of you who have already been enlightened with the Power Planter, don't switch off because I'm going to skip over this pretty quickly. But watch our other videos and you'll see how well this thing works. And we just attach it to a drill. We just open it up. Now I'm using a cordless drill. I'm just having a look in the chuck to make sure I got it the right way around. And then we tighten it up like this and then lock the chuck. And you can see I just drill into the soil like that and I've got my hole in a matter of seconds, which is perfect for planting bulbs. And the great thing about it is this digs about the right depth for your daffodils. So if you've got smaller bulbs though, like these bluebells here, you don't want to dig a 3-inch wide hole which suits the daffodil bulb. You want to go for something smaller, so you use one of the smaller power planters like a 207. People often ask me, what do you use the different power planters for? And I said, you choose the best one that's right for the job, just like you would in the workshop if you were doing, with drill bits or something like that. You don't dodgy it up and use a small bit and then carve it all out. Well, sometimes I do that, but I've tried to get out of that habit. And so we use the smaller drill bit, which is a 207, 2 inches wide, and you can see it's a great size for that size bulb. Now here's a little trick that I heard from someone. When you want to dig down, you want to get the right depth for each of these. Now I told you it was, probably about 8 centimeters deep. Because this is about 2 centimeters, this bulb, and we times it by 3, that's not very good maths, is it? That's 6 centimeters. So what we do is we go, okay, let's measure up from here to here, and let's put a bit of tape on here, like this. A bit of masking tape or something. And you just wrap it on there. So now when I drill down with the power planter, I can go to the same depth every single time and then just pop the bulb in. How simple is that? And so that's why we're selling bulbs in bulk, because you can use your power planter and get them in the ground super fast.